Gonna count down? Okay, guess what? Okay, so yesterday we kind of started solving for distance, and I showed you that we could do proportion or write the distance formula. Yes?
Yeah, no. Are you?
No?
You weren't in here, Katie.
Stop talking. Yes, sir? Uh-oh. Where is it? Well, I sure don't know. Did you turn it in?
I'll start thinking.
No, sit. Hayden. Oh, look. I didn't tell us we can't find one. Okay. You didn't even look in the box.
Is it in the box? Put your name on it and don't lose it.
Okay, you probably drew legs and walked away. So we're gonna turn to the second page and we're gonna start there. I don't think we got there yesterday, did we? No? Okay, so we're gonna solve for rate. So yesterday we solved for distance, now we're gonna solve for rate. It says use the same formula. Here is a rate problem. A train travels at 438 miles in 6 hours. What is its average speed? So we're gonna use the distance formula here. I'd like for you to put your pencil down and just watch. So there's the distance formula. Do you remember the distance formula from yesterday? Does anybody else remember the distance formula from yesterday?
No.
No?
Oh, it's V equals RT.
I know.
Oh, really?
So what is the distance here? How far are we going? So I'm going to fill in 438 for the distance. What is the rate? Yeah, we don't know, right? So we're going to leave that as an R. What is the time?
6 hours.
6 hours. How do you solve that? What?
You divide. You have to flip it.
Divide. You don't have to flip it. Divide both sides by what?
6.
6. You divide by the number next to the variable, right? And I think the answer is 73. Okay, y'all can write that down. It's below my phone. Hey, Augustus, I noticed that you have not registered for spring classes at Tarleton.
Come on now, Augustus.
He had his advising yesterday.
Well, he's got time.
Yeah, they've been. All right. Then it says, or use a proportion if you don't know what to do. What are the words here? Miles and hours. So it went how many? 438 miles. In how many hours? 6. And it wants to know average speed, which is miles per hour. Per means how many? 1. So if you solve that, what is your equation? 6 x equals
438.
So you see that it's the same thing, right? Do you see that it's the same thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. It's still 73, right? I can write that down now. All right. On to the next one. Solve for time. Use the same formula. Mike walks at a rate of 3 miles per hour. If he needs to walk 26.2 miles, how long will his trip last? This is stupid. I don't know why that's on there. I don't like it. He is walking a marathon. Okay. So we're going to use the same formula. What is it? D equals
RT.
RT. He goes at 3 miles per hour. What is that? The R, that's the rate. He needs to walk 26.2 miles. What is that? The distance. And then what is it asking you for? The time. So what is his distance? 26.2 equals 3T. Good, you can write that down. Oh, I know.
Oh, did you see it?
Well, I saw it
Oh,
last
mine,
week.
oh, mine didn't pull up. That's cute.
Again, Kim.
Yeah, she knows. She's got all the hookup.
Or if you write the proportion, the words are miles and hours. How fast does he go? What's the rate? 3 miles in how many hours? Yes, you do. What does per mean?
1.
1. What does that mean, literally? Like if you're on the highway and you're traveling 70 miles per hour, what does that mean? That is your speed, but what does that mean, like literal? It means that in 1 hour, you will have traveled 70 miles. Okay? That's what that means. And then how far is he going? 0.2 miles. So that goes on top. Do you see how it goes on top? So if we cross multiply, we get 3x equals what? 26.2. Y'all with me? We're not going to solve that. It's pretty simple. Okay, turn the page. We're going to do some practice. Do you want to use a proportion or the distance formula? You can do whatever you want. Number 1, a train travels with a constant speed of 76 miles per hour. How far can it travel in 4.5 hours? What is it asking you to find? The distance. What's the distance formula? D equals RT. It's asking for how far it can travel in what? 4.5 hours. It's asking you for the distance. What is the rate?
76 miles.
Per hour times the time, which is
4 hours.
4.5 hours. There you go. Y'all go ahead and work that out. Oh, and by the way, that's over.
Oh.
It was quick.
It was quick. Oh, well. Have fun.
What'd you get? What'd you get? 300 what? 342, right? Yes?
Yes.
I don't think that's too tough.
That's not too tough. Easy one.
Serious. A lot.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2. Caleb rides his bike with a constant speed of 6 miles per hour. How long will it take to travel a distance of 24 miles? What is it asking you for?
This
Time.
Oh.
What's the formula? D equals RT. What is the distance? Read. 24. What is the rate? 6. And the time is what we don't know. How do you solve that? Divide by what?
6.
How long? What's the time? 4 hours. Look at the next one. An airplane flies with a constant speed of 700 miles per hour. How long will it take to travel a distance of 2,800 miles? What is it asking you for?
The time.
The time. What's the formula?
$8.
D equals RT. What is the distance? How far does it go?
2,100.
What is the rate?
700 miles per hour.
And the time is what we don't know. How do you solve that? Both sides by what?
700.
And you can mark out the zeros.
What is the time?
4
For what?
hours.
4 hours. Number 4. Noah rides his horse with a constant speed of 16 kilometers per hour. How long will it take to travel the distance of 72 kilometers? What is it asking you for?
Distance.
The time.
Man, I'm always getting wrong.
Well, read. What's the formula?
D equals RT.
What is the distance that it's asking you about? 72 kilometers. What is the rate? 16. How do you solve it?
Divide by 16.
Divided by 16. Somebody's phone went off. Everybody quit turning around looking. It's not like you have never heard that before. Make sure your phone's on silent, please. That's all I'm asking. When you divide, how many times it go in? What?
3.
What?
2.
Try.
4.
4.
5.
4.
What is 16 times 4?
24.
64.
You should write it down.
64.
64. What do you have left?
14.
8. What do you do?
You put a decimal in the decimal, add a 0.
And 16 into 80? It's 5. So the time is what?
4.5.
4.5 hours, right? You still good?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 5. Julia rides her bike with a constant speed of 8 kilometers per hour. How far can she travel in 2 hours and 30 minutes? You want to write the distance formula or proportion?
Proportion.
Okay, well, I'll do both of them. Here's the distance formula. And then my proportion is going to be kilometers and hours.
Well, you did right either way.
What's it asking you for?
The
The distance. And what's the rate? 8 times. What's the time?
2
hours.
2 hours and 30 minutes.
So how do I write that?
2.5.
2.5. Why is it not 2.3?
Because it's not
It's half an hour. And everybody in here knows that 30 minutes is half an hour. If you did it in the proportion, 8 kilometers per hour, it's 8 kilometers in 1 hour. He wants to know about 2 hours and 30 minutes. You will still get x equals 8 times 2.5. And how far are you going to go? Did you say 2,000?
No.
On a bike?
Alright, I'm trying to put the decimal. Wait, if I do put a decimal, it's 2,200.
No, it's not. It's 20. So you are traveling a distance of 20, not miles, 20 what?
Miles per hour.
20 what? Kilometers. Number 6. Carl roller skates 36 kilometers in 3 hours. What is his average speed in kilometers per hour? What is it asking you for?
The hours time.
The rate. It's asking for the rate. So you can write the formula. D equals
RT.
RT. What is the distance?
36.
We don't know the rate, right? What's the time?
3 hours.
What do you do? Divide by
3.
3. 12 what?
Hours.
Kilometers.
Kilometers
Per hour.
per hour. It's the rate. That's the per one. Number next one. Grace drives her car 210 kilometers in 2.5 hours. What is her average speed in kilometers per hour? What's the formula? And what are we looking for? The rate. What's the distance?
210.
Rate. And what's the time?
2 hours.
Divide both sides by what?
2.5.
So we had some people last period forget this. So when you have 2.5 out here in the divisor, you have to move this decimal. But if you do it on the outside, you got to do it on the inside. Now you can work it. What'd you get, Silas?
We were trying to go on the review.
Well, pretend it's quarters and dollars. So how many quarters are in $2?
Yep.
8. That's 200, right? Write it down. The next part should be pretty simple. What'd you get?
80.4.
That's not where the decimal is.
84.
84. Did everybody get 84?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. 84 what?
Kilometers per hour.
There you go.
If you just say hours, but you get that wrong.
Number 8. Charlie rides his bike. We're going to skip that one. Go to the on your own. I want to look at number 1 and 2 with you really fast. Number 1, an airplane flies with a constant speed of 540 miles per hour. How far can it travel in 2 3/4 hours? What does 2 3/4 look like as a decimal?
2.75.
2.75. Good. Look at number 2. An airplane flies with a constant speed of 912 kilometers per hour. How far can it travel in 3 hours and 45 minutes? What does that look like? 3 point what? 7.5. Why is it not 4.5? Why is it not 4.5?
Because an hour is not 100.
That's right. 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. It's 3.75. I want y'all to do all of this. I think there are 10 of them. When are they due? Tomorrow.
Right when you walk in the door.
You have time right now till the dinger goes off to work on it. I can't see them.
Are y'all good? You know what to do?
We'll keep them on until
Okay.
it goes off. They got some time.
We'll leave you on until the bell goes off, okay? So I wonder if when they make it go black, are they still there? Or are they lounging?
Those two are. Well, I mean, I don't know.
Mm,
It's good.
he's definitely not like the rest of us.
Oh.
I don't know her.
I don't know. Hold on.